Good morning, ducks. I just thought I would do us a quick video just because I know some of us are struggling at home with our writing, and for parents to show you what we do at school. It's very different to what you expect for someone in the higher years. We write things that are phonetical, and some of our children are only on phase 3 at the moment, so they can't write all of the words correctly, and we would still mark words correctly if they were written phonetically. So I thought I'd go through that with you today just to help you at home, because I know some of you have asked for some support on this. So this is just quickly what we are teaching at Waterside and how we teach. A lot of our children are currently working within the phase 3 and the phase 4. And we've got a couple, maybe 3 or 4, who are currently working in that phase 5. Some of your children might even be working in that phase 2 as well. If your child is struggling to write, then obviously they can't write as many words as other children can. So you can see there, that's just how we teach our phonics. So this is phase 2 phonics, that's on your first sound mat that we gave you, and shows these are the sounds that your children know. So they can only write words with these sounds in them. If you are unsure where your child is, then you can go and look on your reading book that we gave you. And that will say what phase your child's at and also what set, so you know where within that phase they are working. And then obviously are the memory words. They are words that the children must just know and can sound out without blending, because they can't be blended, and the children know that, and all of our children do know the phase 2 memory words. There's your phase 3, and majority of our reception children are working within phase 3. So you should know now what sounds your child knows and which they need to work on. But majority of ours are working within that phase 3 towards the end of phase 3. Again, there's the memory words, and more memory words. A lot of the memory words cross over with the high frequency words as well. And then our phase 4. Phase 4 is a consolidation period. We don't teach new sounds. They used to be classed as blends, but we teach them as we go now. We don't teach them on their own separately. So that's why you won't find us giving you a phase 4 sound map, because there isn't one. Again, these words correspond to the high frequency words. And this is phase 5. There's probably 3 of our children that are currently working in phase 5, which is a year 1 expectation anyway. And they are alternative spellings. So if your child is working in phase 5, then obviously what I'm about to show you might differ to their spelling, because they might be more aware of different ways of spelling words. So, but that is phase 5. But if you do need a phase 5 sound map because you think your child is beyond the phase 3, then just please ask, and me and Miss Newborn will happily send you one across. So today we have asked you to write about how to plant a seed. And obviously a lot of our writing that we are getting back is all correctly spelt, and I know that the children can't write those words yet. They're not quite there. They are year 2 words, which we wouldn't expect them to be able to write. So if you just see here, I've wrote ours in a list as instructions. You can write it however you want. This was just easier for me to break down and for you to see. So you can see here, this says first. I put the sound out at the side to help you so you can see. Our children wouldn't know the sound as an I and an R. They would know it as an E and an R. So you can see here on our sound mat, there is the there, and there's also this here that is a U and an R, and they might use that. And that is okay. That is correct for us. So obviously first, we would take that as correct because they are using their phonics knowledge. U is a memory word. If your child does not know the memory word, they might not. They might just write a Y and a double O, because that is the oo sound. And then we would again mark that correct if they do not know that sound, that memory word yet. So need, obviously you can see the E sound is in phase 3, so we would think they would know that. 2 is a memory word. Put the soil is spelled correctly. They know the oi sound, and obviously into is a memory word. And pot, again, encouraging the children to use finger spaces after every word with a full stop at the end. And you can see my text is precursive. It's not joined up. We don't expect the children to join up their writing yet. That is more for year 1, year 2. Again, if you could draw lines in your child's book as they write, that is really helpful, because it really helps with their letter formation. And then we go on to point 2. So you make, they would not be able to write the word make independently. It's a split digraph, which is year 1, year 2 work. So they would put and then the A sound, which is an A and I, which you can see there, which again is on our sound mat. A whole, they wouldn't write whole correctly, again a split digraph. They would do O, which is the O and the A sound for us, L. And then in the soil and put the seed in and then put the soil on top. Again, your child might not be able to write at this standard yet, and that is okay. You might want to simplify it and make it easier. So you might write you might just put the soil into a pot instead of the first part, instead of it being a longer, more complex sentence. You should by now, after having a couple of weeks with them writing, knowing where they are and what they can write. Then here next you tip some water. Again, water completely not spelt correctly, but it is phonetical again, and we would say that is correct, as well as some. So some, water. So the O sound is here on our sound mat, so is the Again, they might write the the O and the R, but the children do majority write the E and the R instead of the O and the R. Again, onto the soil. Your child might find that hard, so you might change that sentence to sounds that they understand and they know, so that they can write it to build that confidence. And then put the pot outside. So again, this is a longer word. We're encouraging children to write longer. So out. So out again is on our memory, is on our sound mat. It's there. I, the trigraph I, which is there. D, and that is obviously phonetically plausible for your child, and we would mark it correct. And if you ask them what that said, they'd be able to read it. If you gave them this that I'd written, they will be able to read it phonetically. Whilst if you ask them to read the word first, they wouldn't be able to, because they don't know them phonics yet. And then obviously last, you water again, the seed, E again, sounds from our phase 3 sound mat, and then day. Obviously they don't know that that A could also be spelled differently with an A and a Y, but your child might know that if they are working within phase 5 phonics. Again, each child is different, and it is completely up to you how you order your child's work. You might get your child to completely write how to plant a seed independently from the PowerPoint that you read before with your child, or you might dictate to them. You might say, I want you to write this, and then they write it. But there is the expectation for each child is different regarding their phonics knowledge. So I just thought it was really important to show you what we expect, so you are not putting too much pressure on yourself or your child to be writing words that they can't read. So if they can't read something, they can't write it. And each day now I will try and help you with your phonics and the understanding of writing phonetically and those memory words. But I hope that was helpful, and if you need anything, then just give us an email. Okay, thank you, bye.